Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. There's a website for Chris Ann here at the back of the book. If it focuses, it's chris-ann with an e.com. It's down at the bottom somewhere over here. Feel free to freeze frame if you need to for that information, if you'd like it, of course. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Lisbeth, and Barbara. Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. Why do I keep skipping Barbara? Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. Websites on the back here. She Who Is Art is one of them. I notice that one all the time. There's a couple other ones there, if you're interested. Okay. What do we have for Scorpio? Ooh. King of Pentacles? King of Pentacles. Seems like that's an offshoot. Like, the King of Pentacles is like lurking around this situation. Let's keep going. We'll see what that means later. The King of Pentacles, it's just like, there's like this third factor. Like, you're dealing with something. I feel like for a lot of you, it could be like a career connection. Take it as it resonates. But there's this, like, person that just kind of lurks around it who actually is creating change around here. The thing is, when I get the King of Pentacles, if the King of Pentacles is creating change, they've been planning it for quite a while. It's not new to them. But it may be new to you. They can be very strategic if they need to, and even though they've been planning it for quite a while, they may not have told people that whole time. So, also, that energy also seems to be looking at this whole situation like it's not working. Ten of Swords is the challenge card, kind of like the way it's going right now is not working. They need to find a better way to make it work. Which is another reason why I feel like they've been a little bit more covert about it. Kind of like they knew they had to change it, but they didn't trust the situation to begin with. Like something was wrong with it. So they've stepped away, regrouped, rebalanced it themselves, and now they're going to start implementing those changes. They're going to take that Ten of Swords and turn it into the Ten of Wands, which the difference between the two of these, they're both very difficult. They're both a lot of struggle. But the Ten of Swords is going through all the struggle for nothing. The Ten of Wands is going through all the struggle but making out with your, with something worth it at the other side. So whoever's doing this is creating a whole new beginning. Literally, that's the card. But if you look at the picture on the card, like, it's very murky to me. Like, there's some light there, there's some water, something's kind of trying to come through. You got the moon and the sun in the same scene. And it's kind of like new things have to come through. It's not going to make sense when it starts, but it's a beautiful new beginning. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort, but it's taking something that was going nowhere and it's giving it direction. You're on board for this. Really? You're on board for this. You got the Chariot card, but you also have the Lovers. This is a different way to do things, but you're like, it needs to work out. It needs to work out. And you're like, this needed to happen. Scorpio can roll with changes. Even though you didn't see this change coming, you can roll with it. You're like, oh, we're changing? Then we're changing. All right, let's do it. Scorpio can roll with it, and you do. You pick it up real fast. You're not about causing an issue. You're like, okay, here we go. You're just not overthinking it. Is that good? I don't know. Let's wait a second. This is your challenge card. Did you know that this was this bad until... I don't know. I feel like there's going to be stuff coming forward. As you keep moving forward, information is coming to you. And I feel like you're starting to realize how bad the situation really was. Maybe you knew it was bad. You may not have known how bad. It seems like it's a challenge to deal with it. It's a challenge, like when you really see, because for some reason, when you see it later, you're noticing something that, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm looking back. I'm looking, like, in the rearview mirror, and I'm going, that was never working. Like, something was never right, and I just didn't see it that way at the time. I just didn't see it that way. But now that I'm looking back, and we're moving on from it, and things have changed, I'm like, you know what? I didn't realize that at the time, but that was really wrong. That was really not right. That should never have been there. More energy's coming forward, but it's like, once the changes have been made, it seems to go forward slowly, but it also seems to have its own motion forward. It's like there's going to be information that slowly keeps coming forward and slowly keeps coming forward. The new path has already been set, but there's a lot of communication coming in. And it's kind of like we've gone this far, this is where we were, this is where we're going next. It's kind of like it's like every chapter of a book, somebody just summarizing in like 1 or 2 paragraphs just so you know what happened. They're giving you the highlights and then you're moving on. And like, we're talking like thick chapters, like 20, 25 pages. Well, to me, 20, 25 pages. Like thick chapters. We're just going to call them thick chapters. You decide what that means. Like, but there's a lot that happened, but they're just giving you kind of like the cliff notes of like what happened in that chapter. And you're moving forward. There's a lot of like mystery. I feel like when I'm looking at this, like there's a lot that's not being said. There's a lot that's not being said. Take this with a giant, huge mountain worth of salt. Because what I keep seeing is like, okay, so it's kind of like when there's people in management, and there was some really bad decisions made by those people. And then the situation gets corrected and fixed, but everybody is still there, and it's never really acknowledged who did what, how things happen. It's never really acknowledged. And everybody stays in their position. And it's kind of like, the question mark is like, did that really get taken care of? Because it doesn't look like it. And I feel like that's what's bothering you. Because I'm getting, that's when this card comes in, the Nine of Swords comes in, kind of like, the ones who made that wrong are still in the position to do it again. And it makes me very uncomfortable. More changes are coming later. I keep getting like this boardroom, like this locked door into a boardroom, because more changes are coming, but it's almost like, yeah, everybody's still there, yeah, everybody still has their titles, but responsibilities may be shifted, and people may not know that. The people in control of the things that went wrong, they're no longer in control of those things. Other people are now, and they've swapped responsibilities. It just may not be that apparent. It's a closed boardroom, locked boardroom. It's kind of what I'm seeing, feeling, seeing. The energy is a little bit like, is this good, bad, or indifferent? Like, I know you're going to do fine with it, but you may be surprised later. There's shocks coming in. The Tower's coming in, that's resulting in the Two of Swords, and then this is coming in, the Friendship. Whatever went wrong, I feel like there's no outward public display of correction. but it's blocked. There's things that are blocked here, and they have to change what's going on. People who made the mistakes before are being blocked. I think that's the tower. Like, I think people are being asked to solve their own issues, and I don't know how to explain this other than if you have a building, if there's 4 floors in a building, and there's 12 people, for these 3 floors, so there's four managers for each floor. Somebody who was doing the work of, maybe there was a cafeteria, they're now upstairs doing something else. Somebody who was doing the housekeeping, they're now going over and they're taking care of security. Like, it's really weird to me that somebody who used to do housekeeping now doing security. I'm like, oh, that's strange. Or it's like things are being like jostled around. Responsibilities are being split and it doesn't seem to make sense. So it's kind of like you have somebody who balances the books and balances, like, the bills getting paid for this building, making sure this gets handled for the building, making sure the people outside are, there's somebody managing stuff outside the building, and then making sure the money is there to do it and they're paying the bills. Then you got somebody in the cafeteria who takes care of like all the kitchen stuff. Those people are splitting their responsibilities between each other, and it's kind of like, why would you do that? Like, that doesn't make sense. It's 2 completely different jobs. Why are you doing that? There's strange things like that going on there. Strange. Like, that's an analogy, obviously. But I feel like when you're watching things get divided up, it's like really kind of like, that's weird. That's really strange. And it seems counterproductive. The friendship card makes me wonder. Now, you got the 3 of Wands coming in with the inspiration as your last card. Whatever this is that's going on, it's wonky. It's really weird. At that point, it's like you can see it, so it's like it's very obviously odd. Yeah, I feel like you have 2 choices. I know it's the 3 of Wands, but I feel like you got 2 choices. Either go somewhere else, move away from this situation, disconnect yourself from it, or literally get right in the middle of it. Find some way to get right in the middle of it so that you can help, make this work for you. I mean, if you're going to be a part of it, you might as well do your best to make it work out. Because whatever's going on here is a little wonky. And that's not going to last. This 2 of Swords, I don't feel like that being a permanent solution. Because it's almost like blocking things, but also dividing things in a way that's just not working. It's like dividing things in the wrong way or something like that. And it's like causing issues. It's causing breakdowns. It's causing things to fall in on themselves. So that's not going to be a permanent way to solve this issue. And when that's happening, when these things break down, you may find your opportunity to get in a little bit closer. So you can either do that, or it's either, they're saying either get in closer and make your impact like you need to, or say, hey, this isn't for me, and make your way on out of it. There's no really halfway about it. Is that it? I think we're there. It's a strange one. This is an interesting one. I'm curious to see how this one plays out. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.